Okay, guys, we're just getting situated here. Wrapping up an awesome week. You know, Fridays I really pump the brakes. So Thursday, statistically speaking, in my own data, Thursday's one of the last days that I really do any serious business, I guess you could say, from a volume and a trading standpoint. I really don't do a whole lot on Friday, unless of course things are looking really great, and you know, we have like code green volume all across the board, and you know, the market is running, and small cap land is going ape shit, but it's not. So I think solo was the last hurrah for this week, at least for me. I know that there are other sympathies running, but if you guys know a little bit about my trading, I need data. I need previous data on the chart to do my analysis. And when I see some of these sympathies, RBZ, what was the other one? FUV. These are strictly no short at all for me. I'm not allowed to short these. Okay, I have very, very defined rules about front and back side. FUV in every sense of the word is front side, in my opinion. And RBZ, I also had no interest in it to short, and it looks like that it, you know, it tanked very nicely. So, like I always say, my way is not the best way. It's just my way, right? So that's what we discuss in these shows. We just discuss my approach, my ideas, and I think it's important that we can identify what our strengths and weaknesses are in the market. You know, stocks like RBZ, definitely not my strong suit. And it's, you know, instead of fighting it, it's just a total avoid for me until the day that I create an edge for something that qualifies as a stock like this. You know, I have criteria for all my plays. It's very in-depth, and things like RBZ and FUV, just a pass. You know, here a big mistake that I always see people make is the jack of all trades, masters none. You know, I mean, you guys see this crew all the time. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm, you know, trading anything and everything just to trade. And I've been very guilty of that too. Every single thing that was running on a scanner, I was loading it up right away, looking for borrows. I mean, it was just so FOMO driven, you know. I'd you know, get the short locate monitor. It's okay, yeah, let's borrow. You know, how much is it? Okay, cool. Now what's the trade plan? I mean, that is so flawed. That approach is so flawed. And you guys may be guilty of it too. And even though you're not saying it, you know what I'm talking about. You know, where you see a stock ripping and you have no idea, and you're just locating it. And that was my issue a couple years ago, and I had to correct that. And there's a lot of things that I had to correct, and we'll be going over a lot of those inside of the show. So thank you all for being here. I just want to state that I am not a professional. I'm not a millionaire. I am not a guru. Nothing that I say should be used as investment advice. This is just strictly my non-professional opinion, and I hope that it provides value to you guys. Let me catch up on what I missed here. Lucky Trade 76 says, not much going on, good day. Awesome. Let's talk about it. Tell me what's going on, Lucky Trade. The short pair says, super nice trades today on my part, nailed solo from 6 to 540 pre-market, and now I'm in from a 630s average, holding as well as RBZ from the 210s. Awesome job, the short bear. Maya says, yo, 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 the Micah Yo Show. What's up, Maya? The short bear says, you're so modest. You're one of the best traders out there, and you are real while sharing your knowledge. It is awesome. Maya says, yeah, but you a badass. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm not the best trader, not even close. But you don't need to be the best trader to consistently profit in the market. But what you do need is, in my opinion, of course, a systematic approach that's data-driven. Okay, nothing else matters except for the data. I've said this so many times. There's a lot of dynamic traders that are going to run into a lot of issues that a systematic trader can avoid. Why can a systematic trader avoid? First of all, let's backtrack a little bit. What is systematic? Okay, systematic by nature means if, then. If said stock does this, then I will do that, right? When we pull up to a street light when we're driving, red means stop, okay? If the light turns green, it means go. This is a systematic approach by nature. When you follow a dynamic approach where things are constantly changing and evolving, you run the risk of getting chopped up. I mean, there's no easier way to say it. But when you have specific criteria for all of your trades, like for example, I do not try and short something unless it is gapped up a certain percentage. We've talked about those numbers. We don't trade unless there's ample liquidity. Okay, well, what does that mean? We need enough volume and volume liquidity to do business. You know, if there's no volume to do business, then you can't do business, period. So we have specific criteria for that, as you guys know. I have specific criteria for my price range and my approach inside of that price range. I do not have the same approach on a $40 stock like I do on a $3 stock. Okay? I know that makes sense to all of you guys because you guys have seen it in your own trading as well. Now, how did I identify that? Through the data. So I know we always just come right back to the data, and I always will. The data is key. Okay? You can have any idea or theory about any stock in the market, but if the data doesn't confirm that thesis, it's useless. Okay, our opinions mean nothing. Just throw them in the bin. It doesn't matter. Our opinions mean nothing. Okay, I don't have any opinion on any stock or any approach that, you know, I have unless it's data driven. I'm looking at my Excel sheets and I'm literally saying, what is my edge here? What is my edge on stocks that are gapping up X with X volume, that are X percentage off the highs, off the lows, that are ripping into X Fibonacci levels? What is my edge? I start to define things systematically, and that is what I preach. So one day at a time, we will get better at identifying what the price action is doing and get better at tracking the price action in our Excel sheets, right? So I'm very, I guess, you know, the easiest way to say it is possibly obsessed with everything in regards to a stock that's moving. This is how I found my edge in a lot of different approaches when whether I'm shorting or whether I'm going long. This is how I found my edge. I think that it would be very foolish to say that just because we track something or track everything on a stock that we have a great idea of how things are going to move forward. That's not necessarily true either. The data has to be chopped and screwed, and we have to take an objective look at what we really have and see if we can take value out of that. right? So you'll have a large pool of data, and it's our job to name everything, identify the moves, and create a system off of that. But what's great about having a systematic approach is that it's proven. It's proven beyond a reasonable doubt. There's no biases. It's objective, and it's sustainable, and it's consistent. And if it's not, the data will tell you right away, and you shouldn't be trading it, right? So when I'm trading a setup, I have data that says, hey, this specific play has a 60% win rate. It's a 3-to-1, reward to risk. Or this specific play has a, 72% win rate. It's a 1-to-1. I can't argue with that fact. And I also, on the flip side, can't argue with data that says this does not work. This does not work. It worked a couple times over the next 1,000 trades. This is not profitable, right? So Maya says, it's a great way to avoid FOMO and stay consistent with what and how you trade. It either gives you X move or no trade. Yeah, I agree 100%, Maya, and thank you for your comment. You can't argue with the data, guys. We can justify our decisions and bad behavior, and the human brain can justify any behavior, period. You can justify anything. There's no ceiling to the justification process, right? When we are making a mistake and we say, oh, but maybe this, or oh, but maybe that, or no, I mean, when you trade off of the data systematically, you can't argue. So with that being said, let's move forward. Thank you guys for your comments. I'm going to get back to your comments soon. First of all, it is, for those of you who are watching this video in the future, it is Thursday, February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's to everyone. I think that we're all celebrating Valentine's together because our true love is the markets, right? I think that's fair to say. What do you guys think about that? I think it's safe to say that our true love is the markets, okay? Now, you don't gotta run and tell your husband and wives, what I just said, but we all know that if you're going to be a trader, you're pretty freaking crazy, and there's a reason you're here. It's because, you're absolutely in love with the market. Because this job, very unforgiving, will kick your ass, chew you up, spit you out, but if you can identify a clear, objective, defined edge, and you possess the discipline to follow said edge, then you can consistently profit. And that's what we all strive for. We all strive to stay consistent and to create an additional edge and to participate in Mother Market. Now, key word, participate. Okay? We are looking to participate. It is not a scenario where we are looking to beat the market. Okay? That is absolutely impossible. There's no beating the market. There's just participation and capitalization of said edge and avoidance of lack of edge. So we have solo today. Well, we had solo yesterday. Okay, let me start with yesterday. So to all the members in here, February 13th, ticker solo, SOLO. Is this front side or back side? February 13th. Is this front side or back side, guys? Maya says LOL. Come on, Maya. Is this front side or back side? Captain Ramen, what's up? Captain Ramen says front. Lucky Trade says it's back now. What about February 13th, yesterday? Front side or back side, guys? In respect to my own personal golden rules, which we have went over many times. So you guys all know my golden rules. Rick says front. Anathem, what's up? Good morning, Anathem. Anathem says front. Pete says front. VS Faith says front. Gino says front. Every time I see your name, Gino, I think of my bird. I have a bird named Gino. You're much more important than my bird. I'm just saying. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, Gino. Maya says, front side, aka light side. The short pair is asking which one. We're talking about solo, February 13th. Is that front side or back side? Yesterday. Yesterday front, today backside, but nearly changed. I agree. He put a little winky, a smiley wink face. He knows my golden rules. And he has his own set of golden rules that he's identified. And everyone should have a set of golden rules. And if you don't have a set, then coming into an environment like this where you can learn from other traders is key to success. Okay? There's no reason to go it alone. Okay? There's no reason to go it alone. You can come into a community, speak with others, shop around ideas, and there's no reason to have to go through the some of the same losses and frustration that many of us went through, because there was no environment or community that was of value at the time. You know, I started trading 8 years ago. There were chat rooms. There were definitely chat rooms. I lost my ass in those chat rooms. A ton of averaging down, a ton of chasing. I blew multiple accounts in those chat rooms. Okay, I'm not going to name them out of respect, because ultimately they didn't click the buttons for me, right? So, but regardless, it was a huge learning lesson for me. In one chat room, it was one of my first ones, I loaded up a $5,000 account, and I even asked, I was very new, mind you. I was like very, very green. I even asked, you know, how much size should I be using? And this person said, oh, you know, what's your account size? I said, oh, I just loaded up 5K. Maya says, they said go all in. Maya, I shit you not, guys. They said go all in. And me being like totally green to the market, I have no idea what I'm doing. The short pair says 95% hotkey. I didn't even know what a hotkey was. Do you know what I was doing? I was on TD Ameritrade mobile trading app 8 years ago, and I was buying some pump and dump penny stock, and I lost it all. I actually think that I lost it all like within a day. 100% drawdown. Just gone. Yeah. Thanks for playing, Micah. thanks for adding some liquidity to our trades. But you know what it did? It only made me super pissed off and hungry. Very, very, very hungry. And I would refund again in the future. I would lose that too. I would refund again. I'd lose that too. I ended up blowing a total of 7 accounts, guys. 7 accounts. Now, how did that happen? How do you blow 7 accounts? Someone is like, dude, how do you blow 7 accounts? Very easily, okay? You know, you get some FOMO. You know that the chances of your success are slim to none with a $2,000 account. But guess what I was doing? Hey, saved up $2,000. Let's play ball, baby. Wrecked. Wrecked. Freaking wrecked. Okay? And now, you know, the universe is a funny thing. 8 years later, now I have tons of people. I get 10, 20 DMs a day for just miscellaneous stuff and questions or whatever. And I see people ask me all the time, a few times a week, how much size should I be using? And you know what I tell them? I tell them that if you're below PDT, you have a severe, massive disadvantage. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You know, yes, you have 3 round trips if you're below PDT, and you can swing trade, and you know, that's fine. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives. I'm not here to tell them what to do with their money, but I am going to tell someone when they're at a huge disadvantage. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to say, if you're below PDT, you know, there's a pretty big disadvantage here. So I'm very honest with them, and I'm very honest with you guys as well, and that's what I believe in. So is that to say that it cannot be done if you're below PDT? No, that would be foolish to say as well. But I think, objectively speaking, it's important to identify that trading is a business, and in this business, like any business, you need the right tools. Okay, proper allocation of funds and even being able to allocate them properly is a massive part, you know, in this business. So I believe that it's important to identify that aspect, and that'll help a lot of people. Because you know, there was a point in time, like I said, I would save $2 grand, load it up, and lose it in an hour. Mind you, I would have also lost a huge account as well at that time. But now, with the accounts above PDT, I have a strict approach, and I also have sizing guidelines. I give myself a ton of cushion. I have a complete canvas painted of the idea that I have a complete idea of what I'm trying to paint on the canvas, okay? But right now, today, if I opened an account with $2,000, I would most likely lose it. I would most likely lose it, okay? Or it would grow so incredibly slowly that it would just be comical for what I'm trying to do. Now, there are options such as offshore brokers that don't have PDT, and we will get into that at another time. But I'm talking about the markets inside of the brokers inside of the U.S. that are under PDT. The short pair says, absolutely, there are multiple reasons: chasing alerts blindly, no risk management, no strategy, no data, stubbornness, ... The list goes on. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Cruz says, I'm below PDT, but it has made me much more particular with my trades. Now, Cruz is an awesome example of utilizing what you have right now in the best way that you can. And under PDT does not mean that you can't trade. It means that you have 3 round trips a week in a rolling 5-day period, right? So Cruz is very particular with his trades, and he only takes the best setups, the A setups. And that's why Cruz is slowly but surely building his bankroll. So if you're below PDT, can it be done? Yes. And I'm saying, can it be done with a U.S. broker? Yes, it can be done. To say that it can't be done is just false, okay? Is it harder? Yes. Is it going to take a lot of discipline? Yes, but it can be done, especially if you are trading if you're swing trading. So when day trading intraday, there's a much smaller room for error than there is for swing trading, right? And swing trading has less room for error than, say, position trading. And then position trading has less room for error than investing overall, generally speaking. So there's many different forms of successful speculation, and we can participate in with what we have, but it's important to follow a systematic approach. Let's see, what do we got here? Sorry guys, looking at the market. My phone is ringing off the hook as well. Don't know who that is. They're gonna have to wait. Let's see. The short pair says, I enjoy talking with you, Cruz. Everyone enjoys talking with Cruz. Maya says, Cruz, it will come, bro. Take those singles and capitalize on the A-plus plays. I agree. Cruz says, got burned too many times trying to swing to save day trades for me. Everyone has their style. Yeah, absolutely. And we do what we can, right? We do what speaks to us. We participate how the market, okay, solo breaking down here, currently sitting at 462. I'm still looking for that 507 pop, so let's see if we can get it. Getting back to what I was saying, there's no one right way to trade. So you learn a little bit from everyone, from every trader that you meet, whether it's something great that you want to build on and continue, or whether it's something that you completely want to avoid. We learn something from everyone. And that's the beauty of the market, is that we can build something that's all our own, but with help from others. And having a community like this is important to do. It's important to do that because you have an abundance of ideas and information sharing. You're not alone. You're not questioning your judgment. Like I always say, the data is key. Well, if you don't know how to properly track data, you have to learn. Okay? If you're learning while you go and trading live, it's going to cause a lot of pain. It's going to cause a lot of you're going to incur a lot of losses, most likely, that you shouldn't have to endure. You shouldn't have to go through that by yourself. And I also believe, like I say all the time, guys, I believe that we're always learning. In my own personal journey, I believe that I learn something every day, or every few days, or every week. And I make mistakes every single day. So if I, and I've seen this before, it's an immediate unfollow. But you'll never see a great trader say that they're the best, that they have this all figured out, that they don't lose, that they're the shit. You don't see this type of behavior, because the greatest in any industry leaves room for growth. It doesn't matter if you're the Michael Jordan of trading. It doesn't matter if you're Warren Buffett or George Soros. These guys will be the first to admit to you that constantly taking in information, dissecting it and learning from it and growing and furthering their edge is paramount to their success. What Warren Buffett was doing in the 80s may not hold true now. If he turned stagnant and was following that same approach, he may not possess the incredible amount of wealth that he does today. In fact, I specifically remember reading an article about Warren Buffett saying that he still spends hours of the day reading newspaper articles and looking at company internals and looking at the macro market, and that's what he does every single day. That's how he's building his edge. It's taking in the information, it's staying open-minded, and it's adjusting to change, because the market is ever evolving, as is the world. The short pair, he reads 500 pages a day, I believe. Andrew P says he loves his Coca-Cola as well every day. Yeah, he does. Wow, can you imagine the amount of money he's making on Coca-Cola? It's awesome. Maya says, not the best trader, but I am the best at ping pong. Maya's awesome, guys. I encourage you to reach out to Maya. He's a great guy to speak with. The short bear says it's what he preaches. Maya is a ping pong champion. I didn't know that. Is that true, Maya? Short bear says, yeah, it is. Wow, Maya's a ping pong champion, guys. That's badass. It doesn't matter what you do. You have to have a sound approach, systematic approach, and discipline, right? It's no different than anything else. So maybe Maya's success in professional ping pong, he's learned a lot of lessons in that, and he's taken them with him into the market. You don't need to be some mathematician or savant to successfully participate in the market. You don't need a PhD, okay? You don't need to be a part of the Mensa community. That's just a fallacy. You need a sound approach and discipline. Okay, guys, let's take some questions. I want to help you guys out in your day. I'm going to take a look at some charts. Market is open. I do have some trades on, so I'm going to be managing these. Please, let's take a minute or two, ask your questions. Let me see how I can help you guys. Let me mute the mic and drink my coffee. Sorry to all you AMSR peeps. Whatever the hell it's called. I'm going to mute my mic, okay? Short Bear says, I'm a champion in getting knocked down and getting back up every time. It's a winner's quality. Maya says, do you mind talking about your plan on solo before trading today and the thesis behind it? I don't mind. I'd love to talk about it. Rick K, teach us some fibs. You blew me away with your minor and major fibs the other day. Thank you for the kind words, Rick. We'll get into some fibs. Lucky Trade, tell us your solo plan and your favorite setups. I like that. I'm going to answer that too. Bradley Van Isle, what's up, man? Any tips on making discretionary trading objective for back testing? Yes, I do have. I do have an opinion on that, and I'm going to share it. Really awesome pop on solo. 508 and it tanked. Man. Man, oh man. Did you guys enjoy the live alerts last night, after hours, and today in pre-market? Actually all week. Actually every week. But I'm specifically talking about solo. And yesterday we also had Cron. Absolutely awesome. It's really hard to, oh my gosh, look at that. Everyone, I want you to pull up a Cron chart. Yesterday I said 2086 is the next resistance for Cron. Look where it topped out today, 2093, and it tanked. Wow. It's at 2042. That's a 51-cent move. I did not capitalize on it. Why? I was banking on solo. Thankfully. Thankfully. Wow, Kron. That's awesome. MRH, what's up? Would love to hear your thought process behind your 591 solo long this morning. MRH, thank you so much for your message. Yes, guys, I had a live alert. What do I mean by live? Before the move, okay? One thing that you will need to absolutely steer clear of is the hindsight gurus that say, I knew it, 591 it was going to go, I told my dog. No, shut the hell up. You say it live. You say it live in front of people. I say it live in chat. I say it live on Twitter. If I have time, obviously I'm not swing trading, so I don't always have the most amount of time, but people in the room see the alerts live. There's hundreds of you in here, and nobody can say that I'm not calling these trades live. And that's what I pride myself on. There's no hindsight. I don't say, oh, I just banked 500 bucks on that long. I say I'm long at 591 and my target is 650. That's what I said live. What happened? Price ran to 650. Does it always happen that easily? Of course not. But if you're going to call alerts, do them live, right? You can't fake that. You can't fake it. When I said I was going to short solo, 572, I said it live, right? Now I'm saying I'm looking for a 507 pop on solo. It's live. So the live idea sharing is key for education. It's key so that you guys can see the psychology behind the move. The short pair, could you talk about your plan on RBZ? I'd like to hear your take on it / what it was. It was awesome. You said it minutes before. I think you're talking about solo. I didn't trade RBZ today. I didn't trade RBZ. It's total front side. I mean, it tanked huge, but you know, hindsight is 2020. I didn't know that when I saw it gapping up, and I did my analysis pre-market. It was, you know, something I don't have an edge on, so I avoided it. FUV, all front side as well. I mean, imagine the amount of trouble that you could have gotten into when a stock opens at 369 and it doesn't top till 595. You know, I only know to avoid these plays because I've gotten wrecked on them in the past. I swear, man, I started the Micah Yo Show. I already have 4 missed calls. Who the heck is blowing me up? You guys should see my DMs, man. Oh my goodness. And you know, honestly, I'm so glad that I mentioned this. For everyone who sent me a DM or a private message in chat, and I haven't responded to you, please accept my apology and understand that I'm swamped. Yeah, it's not that your question is not valuable. It just, instead of me getting back to things within an hour, sometimes it takes a day or two. But I do get back to everyone. So please, if you've left me a message, thank you for your message, and I will get back to you. Don't worry about that. But because of how crazy things have gotten, you know, the chat takes first priority for me. So I answer all questions first inside here. I speak with you guys live. You guys know who you are. I've spoke with so many of you guys. And then Twitter takes a back burner. But I still will get back to you on Twitter, just not as fast as I do. So the family here, the Micah Yo Show peeps, take precedence. And I value all you guys. and your opinions and your support, and I thank you, and I'm honored that you guys are here. Let me get to these questions. Maya says, yeah, the champion at my house. He's the ping pong champion at his house. That's hilarious. CH Doyle says, well, I actually am world champion in long distance duathlon. Duathlon. Why haven't I heard of that word? Am I saying that right? I've heard of triathlon. He says he still sucks at trading, though. No, you don't. You don't suck at trading. You just haven't defined your edge yet. Now, please tell me, what the heck is a duathlon? You know what? Duathlon? Freaking genius, Micah. You guys see? The proper pronunciation is probably duathlon. Correct me if I'm wrong. For the next week, you guys have full permission to call me duathlon, because that's my own stupidity. That reminds me of in high school. Actually, this is a little funny story for you guys. I was reading in high school. We were reading out loud, and I said epitome. I shit you not. I said epitome, and the teacher stopped me and said, Micah, what's epitome? He said, right here. The epitome of whatever I was reading, right? He's like, epitome? I said, no, epitome. He's like, it's epitome, buddy. I'm like, okay, well, moving on here, all right? Fucking Einstein, fucking epitome. I think that's hilarious. See, I don't shy away from being wrong. And when you don't shy away from being wrong, when you own your decisions and you aren't a furu, a hindsight furu, and you're like, I'm always right, I know everything, I have all the answers. No, you don't. And we never will. So that shit has to go right out the window. I know many 7-figure traders, and I know a couple 8-figure traders, and I promise you, none of them are saying, I have the market figured out. The market is my toy that I do as I please. I promise you. You will never hear them say that. The real ones. You will never hear them say that. JSpec says, epitome, bro. Epitomes. He says, epitome sounds right to me. Thanks for the support, JSpec. I know you're just being nice. I literally said epitome. CH Doyle says, run, bike, run. Yes. Rocky says, biathlon. Now, Rocky, I don't know what that is either. Okay, solo. Let's talk about solo, guys. Solo, I tweeted my idea that I had on solo 572 short after hours. That was live. Now, I would be lying if I said that I slept well last night, because I didn't. Do swing traders even sleep? Can someone answer that for me? Do crypto traders even sleep? What the heck, man? Dude, I'm in Central Standard Time, and I set my alarm for 2:50 a.m. and I got up and I'm staring at my mobile, and I'm like, okay, let's see 3 o'clock a.m. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what we have here. And I don't know. I think maybe nothing happened, and I went back to sleep. I woke up again, maybe 4. You know, I'm underwater, and then it's like, okay, you're not going back to sleep now, buddy. Hey, if you can sleep well swing trading, my hat is off to you, because that's serious talent right there. Anyway, so 572. What was my idea behind 572? It was a key level on October 29th, 2018. So you guys know when I'm doing my analysis, I'm looking at the daily. So pull up the 1 year daily chart. Now I use 1 year and 5 year. Okay? Why do I use the 1 year and 5 year? 1 year is perfect for me. It's all about time. Okay, so 5 years kind of pushing it. If I see something that was 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that's kind of pushing it. And anything beyond 5, I'm really not interested in analyzing. Why is that? Well, when you have a move from 7 years ago, fast forward 7 years later, that's a huge move, most likely. That's massive range. And you're not going to complete that trade within an hour or even a day. And that's more of a position trading standpoint, which I try and avoid. I'm not a rich guy. I don't have millions in buying power, and I don't like to lock up my buying power for weeks at a time if I can help it. So there's a lot of things that we can learn about analysis on different time frames and why they're important. They're not only important just because you can scalp them intraday. They're also important from a buying power standpoint, and there's many different facets to taking a successful approach, and that's one of them. If I have resistance from 10 years ago and I'm looking to take it today, that might be a huge multi-dollar move. It may take weeks to accomplish. So first step is yearly chart, 1 year chart, that's what I prefer. 3 year chart is acceptable. The 5 year chart is kind of pushing it, but I accept that as well. And anything above that, or anything longer than that rather, I'm really just not interested. So that being said, October 29th, 2018, only a few months back, that qualifies as some near-term analysis, right? 572, very key level. Very key, okay? Multiple tests at that level. Sorry guys, this is live and still trading. So if you hear me pause, I am actively managing something. I like to do this analysis live for you guys so that not only do I have your full attention because you have your wits about you, but also so that I can answer live questions about stocks that are moving, maybe a position that you may have, give my opinion on it. So if you guys have anything that you want me to discuss, what I think about it, you can always feel free to ask me that as well, and I'll just give you some general ideas on it. So we have a good amount of questions here. Looks like I've been yapping for 50 minutes. So let me answer these questions and then we'll head on out. You guys can get back to your Valentine's Day date, which is Mother Market. Okay. So solo, my plan on solo was a heavily tested area, 572 on the daily, and that was October 29th. Looks like. That would be the 161 retracement, and that's something that I frequently look to capitalize on. Rick said, teach us some fibs. That was the level that I was looking at. Lucky Trade 76, tell us your solo plan. That was my plan. I was looking at 572 area as resistance, and it was great. I covered into pre-market wash right before going long, and as you guys know, to build on your question, Lucky Trade 76 is asking my favorite setups. My favorite setups are successfully testing resistance and then going long at the break of that resistance for a short squeeze. That's something that you guys see all the time. We had many live trades today demonstrating that on we had many live trades this week demonstrating that. We had a short squeeze today on Solo. We had a short squeeze today on Kron, and I talked about Kron yesterday. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to, and please, I encourage all of you as well, go back. You can search at the top right hand of the chat. Look at my resistance alert on Kron. I said it yesterday. That resistance came into play here within, what, 7 or 8 cents, something like that, and it totally tanked. Okay, that's live. That's not hindsight. I said that yesterday. Okay, that was almost a top tick. Really awesome stuff, but of course it doesn't always work out that well. This is just trying to capitalize on the Fibonacci levels. Okay. The short bear says, do you know how much I lost and had to fight to make it with trading? Don't be hard on yourself. Work on your trading and don't give up. Thank you for the message to members, the short bear. That's really awesome of you to say, and thank you for sharing your experience. I also am no stranger to losing. I am no stranger to pain and loss. So trust me. Ask me your questions, guys. How can I help you? What are you looking at today? Cruz says he said South Virginia wrong speaking in front of the class. Oh, Cruz, what did you say? How did you pronounce it? Is English your first language? Or are you bilingual? That's hilarious. There's no shame in that. Dude, there's no shame in that. Don't worry about that. Just laugh it off, just laugh it off, man. When you start laughing, the girls love it. You're just like, yeah, I fucked up. So what? Big deal. Who cares? LOL. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Can't cry over spilled milk. That's my philosophy. Just learn from it. In trading, in life. Maya says, though, they are vampires, those swing traders. Andrew says, with one eye open. Yes, I agree. I don't know how they do it, but my hat is off to them. Lucky Trade 76 says, yes, but surely frontside dangerous. No wonder you didn't sleep. Yeah, if you're gonna short frontside, you really have to have a plan. And of course, when trading after hours, you cannot follow that plan to a T all the time because you run the risk of a gap. So the position may gap against you. That was something that I prepared for the best I could. And how did I do that? I sized down. Let's see. Sup, Micah? Do you use one, cancel the other orders when you want to be in multiple plays at once? Thank you for your question, Ribcap. I do not. I do not use OCO orders. Short Bear says, when is the next Micah Yo Show? I can't wait. You know, I ran a poll on Twitter asking peeps how often they want to see a show, and I haven't looked at the results of that, but we'll get into that. I'll let you guys know. At least once a week, maybe twice a week. But I want to give free content to members and non-members in the in the Twitter community, so that they don't have to always be in chat if they can't afford it. They can still get some knowledge, and they can even review it later, and hopefully it's of value to them. The Short Bear says he probably said South Virginia. Sorry guys, I'm managing some trades. There's also some or something laughing with you. Same with me, I'm German. Yeah, I'm German as well. German living in the States though. Short Bear is in Germany. Cruz said, my only language is English is his only language. Oh my God, Cruz. Cruz said he said vagina. Well, that's probably not going to get you any ladies. I have to retract that statement. See, if you said vagina, you're in deep shit. Okay, you can't really walk that one off as easily as you could if you said something else. But Cruz, awesome story. Thank you for sharing that. You're a trooper. I wonder what happened. I hope that you just laughed and made the best of it. Cruz says, thankfully it was 7th grade. Oh, I thought this was like high school or something. Yeah, 7th grade, it doesn't matter. Okay guys, solo popping up here a little bit. We're at 493. Still looking for right around that 507 area of resistance. Let's see how that area comes into play. I took a loss on that area earlier, and I stopped out. So let's see if it can pop there again. If we can capitalize on that move in a successful short. The Short Bear says, you're too nice. People should take advantage by listening. You're dropping knowledge left and right. That's what I want to do. I understand that not everyone can be in a chat room, and not just because maybe they can't afford it, maybe because they have a 9-to-5, like most people do, and maybe they just can't be in here for the lessons. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring something outside of the paid community and bring it for free to Twitter and to YouTube, and it's just my way of giving back. You know, this is absolutely free for people, and these are recorded for you guys to review as well, and I just hope that it's valuable, and that's why I encourage you guys to ask your questions, because a lot of the same questions that you guys have, someone else may have as well, and if they're not in the room, then they can come here and you know, they could watch the recap and see, you know, hopefully something that they've had an issue with gets talked about and discussed, and they could bring it with them on their journey without ever even being a member. So I think it's important to give back, and that's just what I believe in. Maya says he voted on the poll, but there wasn't an option for everyday Micah Yo shows. Yeah. I had an option. Okay, the first option was once a week. The second option was twice a week. And the third option was You're Killing Me Smalls. And that was like more than twice a week. And to that I say, You're Killing Me Smalls. Yeah, that's a tall order. But we do what we can, right? Once or twice a week, we're going to bring these shows to market. Let me see if I missed anyone's question. OCO orders, no, I don't use them. Like I said, Zakim says, can you go more into your setup for something testing a level the second time and it going long? Someone favorited that. They want to hear about it. What are the other rules around it? Does it have to be up a certain percentage to have shorts scared already? Do you need to see volume levels hit? Do you go long before the break or right above? Awesome. Okay, Zakim, let me discuss that. So my setup for something testing a level the second time and going long is the short squeeze setup. So that is where a resistance level has been previously tested. Business has successfully been done there. It has faded off that level, and when it comes back up to that level, it just goes to show from a relative strength standpoint that there's still business to be done higher, most likely. In what's really important here is the psychology behind that move. Now, when you have people shorting a stock, obviously they're looking to capitalize on it fading, right? So when it does successfully fade, you cannot assume that everyone took their profit and they're out, okay? So you must assume that there are people still holding. So when price comes back up to that level, now, like let's say $5 area, for example. This is just hypothetical, okay? $5 is resistance, comes up to that level, and it successfully tests it, and it fades off of that level. Great. Now, if price grinds, goes sideways, comes back up to 5, I do not want to reshort 5 for a double top. I want to step out of the way because I know that the people who shorted 5 are break even at 5, and their stop is either going to be, and this is all psychology, right? Their stop is either going to be break even because they don't want to lose money, or their stop is going to be above 5. If it can break 5, then their short thesis is no longer valid, right? So that's exactly where I want to go long, because when you have a short trade, when you have a short trade that was tested successfully and it reclaims that area, once it breaks that area, people are going to be tripping over each other to get out, to stop out. And that actually spikes the stock, okay? So you have two things happening here. When a previous resistance level is tested and it comes back to that level, once it breaches that level, shorts who were shorting at that level that are still holding are looking to get out immediately, like yesterday. They need to get out. At the same time, that's belief building for longs to say that this is a breakout and it's going higher. So you have a double effect there. Shorts are covering and it's spiking the stock. That's actually signaling longs to buy because it's a breakout. So you guys see how that works? That's what's happening on a short squeeze play. It's a combination of shorts getting wrecked and needing to get out, and longs feeling very warm and fuzzy because stock is spiking and they want to catch the move to the upside. That is the short squeeze play in a nutshell. What are the rules around it? I like to see a resistance level that has been previously tested successfully, and the more times it has been tested, the better. So like I always say, for me in my own trading, in my non-professional opinion, the first test is best, and any other test beyond the first, I am no longer looking for the same idea as I was on the first test. What do I mean by that? I mean, if I was looking to go short at 5 on the first test after it broke down from the support, which was 5, that's fine. If it comes back again, I'm not looking to short it again. If it comes a third, fourth, fifth time and they all work, that's great. That's great for some people, but that's not great for me. I'm no longer looking to short that at 5 anymore. That's just my trading. And the data confirms that my win rate drops dramatically lower when I take multiple support and resistance levels consecutively. So that's something I had to identify. How did I figure that out? By losing. Simple as that. Just by losing. See, when you lose, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But when you lose and you don't learn from it, that's when it becomes very dangerous, right? So learning these lessons and tracking the data and coming up with a systematic approach, an objective, proven approach is key. And that's why. And I have data that tells me objectively, hey, if this $5 hypothetical area has been tested many times, you can't keep shorting that area and expect it to fail at that level every time, because every time after the first time, the win rate drops even lower. Lucky Trade 76 says short squeeze play best front side, right? Yeah, I believe so. It's also important to identify what is considered front side and back side, and we talked about that in the rules. So if you guys have any confusion on that, please let me know and go over that. But I think we're at time now, guys. I want to let you guys go, get on with your trading day. I think we had a great session here, and I think that this is very healthy to come here and do like a trading recap. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, guys, I'm not a professional. I'm not a millionaire. This is not investment advice. This is just Micah Yo's opinion. And if you guys find value in that, then I'm honored. And I'm so happy to see all your faces here every day. We're going to release this one to YouTube and hopefully help others and try and give them a helping hand in their own trading journeys. So that's what I believe in. Trader Victory says, thank you, Micah. Great content. AC says, great, thanks. The Short Bear says, awesome. See you later, bro. Thank you guys for the kind words. If I missed your question, please private message me. I will get to it right away, but I think I got everyone. VS Faith says, awesome show today. Thank you, Micah. Crew says, thanks. JSpec says, much appreciated for the commentary, Micah Yo. You the man. I think you the man, JSpec. I think all you guys are the man. And for you women, you guys are the woman. Maya posted a GIF, mind blown. Thank you guys for the kind words. Rick, Zachem, thank you all. I will see you guys later today. Let's see what the market gives us. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow. And I thank you all for your time. Okay, guys, see you later.